Hey, what's up traders? The FFX Hunter here and welcome to the weekly forecast for this second week of this new year 2022. So I want to wish everyone a great start to this new year, and let's start with the Forex and we will check what's going on the markets. So we will go through all the major specs and we will look to the Bitcoin as well. So now let's start with the dollar as usual. So we have on the monthly this test of this supply zone. So from here I'm expecting the price to drop a bit lower. Well, let's look to the weekly, and on the weekly we can see that we had the test of this top of the channel and as well the test of this supply zone. So from here we will most likely drop back down to this opposing demand zone, and we will have this trend line in here, so it could be making some obstacles here, but so let's look at it to the short term, and what is possible to happen is drop to this liquidity zone on the daily time frame. Let's check the COT data. What we can see here is basically that banks had 3 times these extreme positions, which was always here on these tops, and it's basically creating something like, you know, these head and shoulders. We cannot see this formation here, and I don't trade this formation, but we can see it on the positions, right? So they basically creating this, even though they having such a big positions which they've been reporting here. Let's look what happened on the Friday after the non-farm payrolls which came with very bad data, and what is most important is that we had this monthly and the weekly zones taking the control. So I'm thinking we're gonna see the weaker dollar, and it's confirming me as well by the euro, because euro is as an opposing chart, as an inverse chart. We can see it's came into the monthly chart, monthly level, weekly level as well. Nice reaction on this daily level, and we are in this range for whole December actually. And so what I'm expecting here is that the price will reach these higher zones, and most likely this zone on the weekly, right? So we will have this trend line here, and so something is going to be happening here before it breaks up, right? So we still have this liquidity lower in here. So yeah, even though I'm trading with my EA here, this scalping with the small positions even during the Christmas, I'm still aware that we still can see the drop before it goes higher, right? So on the 4 hours we can see actually the zones being respected, right? And so this potential is definitely in here. So let's check the data. We can see that the banks has reduced their long positions. We can see in the past they've been actually much more aggressive with their shorts, and you can see how they reduced these shorts as well. They've been reducing their longs, and I'm thinking they're gonna start to build, and we can see that how they take it from 189 to 199. So slowly from this large negative numbers, minus 23k in net positions, we are now minus 1000, right? So it's actually going to the positive side. So yeah, all these confluences telling me that it's gonna be the pullback. This is the franc, and on the franc here is not actually any big trend, right? We have this downtrend line on the monthly, which is still holding price lower, and we will see if it will break lower, right? Here is the weekly, and this weekly zone 2 times tested, and overall it's in this range. So what I'm expecting is basically the price could drop down here as well, right? So on the daily most likely this can happen, right? On the 4 hours we have actually the downtrend, the trend line and the zone was tested again, and the potential move lower is here too. So let's check the data, and what we can see on the data is basically that USD franc was bullish, and now we can see how they started to reduce their long positions, right? This was like the last dip up on the Tuesday, somewhere around here, and most likely these positions which we can see in this report are not here, because look, this happened on the Friday. Obviously data are released on the on the Tuesday, so it's not here. What we can see is that actually the shorts, which been around the 2k 1k something like that, they actually doubled, right? So I'm thinking that on this move higher, they double them as even more, right? And most likely it will be dropping, so I'm basically bearish. So basically what's happening actually on the all pairs, the dollar is now making the pullback, and we can see that. So here is the pound. The pound has made a nice pullback for the last year back down to this strong zone, right? And we are seeing the reaction here on this monthly zone and on this weekly zone as well. So where is pound coming right now? We're gonna reach soon this trend line, which will might stop the price for some time. So we will probably see here on this daily some small pullback, but I'm thinking that the price could be ranging for some time and then it will break, right? So on the 4 hours chart, we have actually the uptrend. We are in the higher bands of this channel, and so what could happen in here? It could go still a little bit higher into this zone, maybe test this top of this channel. Here we can see it on the daily, and then we will probably see some drop back down to this channel, right? So this channel is going somewhere like here, right? And then we will see this, and then I'm expecting the continuation higher, right? So let's check the data, and pound looks quite good on the data. Yes, we don't see there much longs in here, right? This can look a little bit confusing, but look at this. We've been in 90k shorts and now only 65, right? So basically a 35k longs shorts actually disappeared, right? Which is actually getting quite bullish. So I'm definitely bullish on the pound, and once this weekly trend line will be broken, I think that it can start quite a big trend for the definitely maybe first quarter of this year. This is the USD CAD. It's actually quite nice chart, right? So we had this drop on the monthly, then we had to remove this big zone, then we had to remove this zone, but this monthly zone actually worked quite nicely. We had some tests in here as well. On the weekly, what we can see basically is this test of this zone as well. We are testing the top of the channel, and look how beautiful this looks. It wasn't able to remove the two zones, so basically the trend didn't change yet, and I'm expecting this drop down, right? On the daily time frame, we can see already uptrend is broken, and now it's retesting this support again, right? So what can still happen is, of course, price could come back to this zone and drop lower. That's what I'm expecting, right? Maybe this not gonna happen. Actually, basically, let's say it this way: I'm bearish, right? But still, we must know that that if I say I'm bearish, it doesn't mean that it will drop like this. There can be still some, place around that. And on the 4 hours, we can see that there is actually already this downtrend established, right? We can see the trend line is already there. It was violated in here, and then price is back dropping back down, right? So now we have this zone. Once this zone is removed, then pull back and short. So the cat looks quite good. Let's check the data, but I get it here. So what we can see in here, again, we had the extreme longs, right? Extreme longs, and now it's quite dropping, right? And shorts growing, right? So it was actually quite bullish in here, and as we can see, it's dropping and dropping, right? So it's not that bullish as it was, right? We still have like 11k net positions, but we've been 14, we've been 13, right? So but what is most important, we might some things can see right in the data yet, but we can see this is very powerful, right? Monthly, weekly zones on the beginning of the year, daily trend line broken. That's a lot of signs that this gonna be developing down. Here's the USD JPY. This chart is quite interesting because what we have here, this chart actually, this pair actually remove this monthly zone, and once the monthly zone is removed, we need to reaccumulate or drop lower to another zone, right? So what I'm expecting here is the drop back down to this monthly zone. On the weekly, we can see this zone was tested, and now I'm expecting the price to drop lower. On the daily, we have this uptrend channel, which is tested actually the third time right now in here, and we have this zone, and now I'm expecting the price to drop lower. So here on the 4 hours, we already can see some beautiful price action developing. So yeah, definitely bearish on the USD JPY. This is a Aussie. Aussie looks good as well. So what we have here, the break into this higher part of the channel, and retest of this demand zone. So from here, it could still make to the top of the channel. On the weekly, we can see the test of the bottom line, of the bottom band of this channel, and we have this weekly trend line in here, right? So what would most likely happen is that the price will break and continue higher. That would be very nice. On the daily, we already can see the daily trend broken, then there was some ranging, break higher, retest of the middle band, and retest of the zone. So from here the price could go higher as well. On the 4 hours, there is of course the uptrend. Now the trend line was violated, however the zone is still holding, so potentially it can go higher. Let's check the data, and we can see that actually we can see here was this big shorts, and they've been somehow reduced, right? So the shorts are actually disappearing from the markets right now. That we don't see any longs yet as well. So most likely here it looks like the scenario on the pound. So we will see the move based on the closing of the shorts, and then there will be the longs added most likely after the break of this trend line. That's what the institutions are mostly doing. So they're waiting for this break of the structure, and then they start to be very aggressive, right? So yes, that's it for the Forex. Don't forget to check me on the trading view. Most of the charts are there, and actually as well, if you want all of this my drawings, just click the link below this video, because there is a link to my online chart. So basically everything what I draw in here you can see online on the trading view. You actually need to have an account on the trading view. And now the Bitcoin, very important one for me right now, because those who follows me, you know I'm very big in, I mean not big investor in Bitcoin, but I like it a lot. So what's happening in here? Basically, I want to buy another whole Bitcoin on this dip. So what's happening in here? We had this false break of this top, and since then the price is dropping, right? So what I'm thinking, it's caused because maybe the big players, the institutions, which we all been waiting so much, and now for them, and now we can see they are here, the bastards, right? So what's happening here is that the price is basically dropping, and what I'm thinking is that it's still very bullish for me, because not only for the structure, we have this demand zone in here, right? And that's not only the technical demand zone, but as well the demand zone by the order book, because I'm watching the order book, and what I really like on the Bitcoin is that it's really transparent. It's not like the COT data on the Forex, but we really can see all the wallets and all their buying activities exactly updated every hour, every time. And if we look, for example, to these wallets, right, so we can see that they started to buying the Bitcoin on the 2018, and now when they bought latest time was on the 2021 27th July, right? And if we look to another big wallets, most of them been buying on the July 2021, right? Something like that. You can watch, you can check this by yourself. I will put the link below the video as well. So if I go to the chart and check where they've been buying, it's here. they basically been buying the whole July in 2021. So they created this demand zone. That's why I call it this whale zone. And when I've been following this the last time, it was actually back down in 2018 when I bought my first Bitcoin. I saw this wall on the around the 3K, and what they never do, they basically don't like their positions to go under the water, right? So that's what I'm thinking is why this is so-called the demand zone or the support. And now why I'm actually waiting with these my positions in here in the total one Bitcoin on the average price something like 35k, and what I'm expecting here is the price to drop lower here. And why? Because on the market, so there is a lot of leverage traders, and they basically not buying the Bitcoin on the spot as I do, but they're using the leverage as we do on the Forex. And I'm sure that many people entered in here. Why? Because currently, you know, we have this trend line in here, but in the past, the trend line wasn't like this. It was like this. So what we actually have seen in here is the break. It was the breakout, right? So they entered here, most likely many people entered here expecting its breakout and we are going up, you know, something like that. And they of course use the leverage because they are greedy idiots. And the smallest leverage on the crypto is a 1 to 3. So basically those who trading with the leverage 1 to 10, after the 10% move, something like this, they are wiped out, right? But if you want to wipe out and liquidate those traders who's using the smallest possible leverage, which is 1 to 3, they need to move them 33% drop. And if you check that, it's exactly here. So I'm thinking that this is what the whales basically did to print this, make them enter here, and look, exactly 33% is gonna be here. So I'm thinking that the price will most likely drop lower here, where these people, those who entered here, will be totally liquidated, and this is exactly above the zone which the whales will be protecting, and they will be buying more here, and then we might see the move higher. Maybe not. Maybe the price can drop lower, but all this gives me a lot of sense, and I think it can happen. So currently, of course, I have the positions in here, and as well I'm watching. I have these two trend lines like this, right? So what could happen is something like you know, something like this. You know, because here we have this level. This level is already out. They already make that, you know, and here is another level. So it all makes sense that all these people who bought here, or those who buying here, or you know, they will be adding their stop losses below these three lows, right? So what I'm thinking is that really this can go through that, then maybe it will break this trend line, and then maybe this another one, and then it all can go higher, right? So let's see. Of course, nothing from this video is the investment advice, or everyone should do own analysis. And yeah, don't forget to follow my Telegram, and soon I'm gonna be opening some new services, as I closed all my services in the last year, but many people are requesting again, so I will might come with something new. And as well, I'm creating this my Discord, which will be the greatest community for the traders. All right, my friends, bye bye.